The Critique Corner.
So the crazy thing here is I was scrolling through the X app and I saw a bunch of crazy tweets. It was mostly about Benin girls.
Benin people.
So this one says, Edo women's love is too aggressive. They are too aggressive for my liking. Not to shade them, but when I saw these tweets, I had to talk about this. I just had to talk about this because it's crazy. And another one said, Benin and Warri girls, if you can't beat women, no try them. They want that aggressive love where you beat them, beg them, and make up love. Then another one I saw is, if life no teach you lesson, Benin girls go teach you.
What's before your eye?
You're a Benin boy. So I want to know if what I've read, is this true about Benin girls? Because it's crazy. I actually don't want to believe this.
Okay. Well, I've stayed in Benin for a while. I stayed in Abia State most of my life before coming here. While coming here, I heard so many things about Benin people in general. You know, there is also a stereotype that Benin people and witchcraft. I also heard a stereotype about the Benin girls. And one thing about me, I like to get to know people. If you ask me about Benin girls, I would like to use the word some. Most is too far. Some of them are actually on a high level. I don't know how to explain it to you, but you see the aggressive part. Some of them do elude the character of aggressiveness. And some will mistake it as confidence.
Okay.
Do you get?
Okay.
But do you know that there is a slim line between confidence and bad character?
Yes.
You know, like as a woman now, some of them will always want to stand up for themselves.
Yeah, definitely.
And you can also stand up for yourself and also be well collected, well mannered. But most of these people, I don't want to generalize it, but most of these people, they tend to like stand up for themselves and do it in a bad way.
I don't get genuinely confident, or they are just loud for attention because they lack substance.
Some of them are actually really loud. Like when I mean loud, actually really loud. I'm a Benin boy. I have a Benin sister. And we were shielded from a certain type of life outside. We're shielded from this this thing. So some of the people I've experienced and most of the people I've seen were actually, I don't know if I'll call it their background or they were just out. Most of these people that were out actually elude this
loud character,
this Raz character. I've stayed in certain places and Benin people are there. The Benin girls, some are just on the quiet side and some are overly on top. Like, they don't politely tell people to do stuff. They are just like, they're almost like a boss in this thing. Nobody talks to them. And you cannot tell me it's confidence.
Okay, is it just for the girls or for the guys also?
You know one thing that people say in this Benin? That Benin boys now don't fit Benin girls.
Whoever gave you this idea, it's not a good idea.
Okay, so you now that you stay in Benin and basically you've been in Benin most of your life.
Yes.
Would you want to date a Benin girl?
I can date a Benin girl, but you will have to actually be a Benin girl that is secluded from that lifestyle. As a woman, you are meant to be feminine.
Is it your business?
You cannot be on top and I'm on top. It doesn't work.
So basically, you're saying most Benin girls, they are not submissive.
Not that they are not submissive. They become submissive in a very rude way. Some of them. I've been in situations, I've had certain discussions and like normal relationship problem. And you get the Benin girl. Oh, your man fuck up. Oh yeah now. There's no patience or
like no sense of reasoning.
Oh God of mercy.
Always on fence. They just want to like blow off.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe now we have a misunderstanding now. You are that type of Benin girl. You speak to your friends and they're like, okay, no God, we just did my house like this now. Let's go just bad dream. You just embarrassed me. Then at the end of the day, we settle it.
After you sold yourself out.
Do you get what I mean? There's no patience. There's none of that happening here.
So do Edo girls mistake public nuisance for self-expression?
You know, outside Benin girls, because now we're just focused on Benin girls.
Yeah.
Generally, there are many people that talk, but they are empty.
Oh my God!
I don't want to just accustom it and say just Benin girls. You have a personality.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can talk, but you're not making sense.
True.
You can pass your message across without being ras. If you are being ras, you are not talking. You are just showing your actual self. And you cannot tell me that somebody will see this kind of person, this person that is always on the fence, always overly on top, always, you get what I mean, and keep the person. One day the person will bring knife. You see all these stories that we hear now, that this one stabbed this person, this one. It's not as if they didn't see these things.
We saw it, but kept quiet about it. And like you said, Benin boys will match Benin girls.
Benin girls, because if you know a proper Benin boy,
Yeah.
you will know that they don't take any of this.
Yeah.
So once you back and they back, they are human now.
Where's the sense in that?
I've lived with some of these people, and manner of approach to certain things is very poor.
Very poor, bro. Very poor.
In the place I live, we have we don't usually get water often. We don't usually get certain amenities often. You can see a Benin girl that now she's lacking in these things.
Mm-hmm.
But the manner of approach, she will just say it, okay, this is what I'm lacking in. We just show you, oh, what I know is just there now. What I know is here now. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And nobody wants to do you know that people have temperament?
Mm-hmm.
So manner of approach, some of them do lack it. I've seen sweet Benin girls. Aww. Benin is a very rich tribe and their culture is very awesome. But the stereotype, we have to actually help ourselves. These people that I've seen that are actually really, really sweet, they did not have the opportunity to be in the streets.
Oh, I think some of these people that are actually really sweet, like you just said,
Yeah.
I don't think they've been in Benin all their lives.
Like I said before,
you haven't been in Benin all your
life. My life.
Probably been there all your life. I'm not trying to say it's bad growing up there I'm not trying to say that. I'm just based on what we are seeing and what we've heard every day. Like you said, in this town, the certain people that grew up in Benin, stayed there all their lives, they're just so rash, so crazy, no manner of approach. Even they can't even speak fluently in English.
A proper conversation
with this certain people.
You have to either bring yourself to their level.
God damn.
Some of them, you have to bring yourself to their level to really either understand them or make a point. Do you get? You can always make a point. You know, Benin have so many slangs.
Yes.
And sometimes not everybody are used to these slangs. Mm-hmm. Come to even think of it, so I've been in a space before. This particular girl was venting about how the guy is no longer spending on her any longer and all of that. Her friend chipped in. I'm more, not going to lock her now. Go tie her for bottle. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Can you imagine? The mentality they have is just crazy.
Let's face the boys. Because sometimes we give edge to what happens. We are the one. You see these things and you allow it to happen. I cannot be in a relationship and at the end of the day, it's a one-sided thing. And the only times you are available to me is for the bedroom matters. You do not have an impact to me
whatsoever.
What you bring to the table is barely anything one cannot get from a home. I've seen sweet Benin girls, but most of them, nothing to write home about.
Are those girls setting a standard for expressive women? Or are they reinforcing negative stereotypes?
So right now, as a Benin girl, you have heard that you people are ras, you people are on count, and you people behave a certain type of way. You actually have nothing to prove. But in all of this, it affects
how people actually view them.
Do you get? So right now, imagine you as a Benin girl, you actually have the bad character because definitely some people will be telling you that, see the way they behave, jail at all.
Yeah.
So definitely these people are telling you, and you're not even trying to make amends. Imagine in a full compound like this, you have seen your mates, you are only the one shouting, and they're not shouting. A normal person will go to his or her room and tell himself or herself that actually have to make amends. So you have to actually make amends for people to view you in a certain light.
Do Edo girls consider how their behavior affects the perception of other Nigerian women?
They don't.
How?
Because if it's said that you people are this certain way, they are painting a narrative that is not good for other women, mostly for these other women that are still being that are not this way.
Yeah, true.
Do you get?
Yeah.
Because now it's up for these other women not this way to always prove themselves. They will now be going extra mile to actually have a ground in wherever they are. So if you are ill-mannered, if you have this ras behavior, you're always on defense. Because first of all, as a woman, you must be soft.
Okay.
Some women, they are always on the top or more. May nobody just take their place at all. They are always like, why you gonna tell me that kind of thing? I want you to come over here, girl.
Yeah.
Do you get my point? As you do, I just pull mirror. They look yourself. As they do the like it's not a pleasant sight at all. Like the whole story we will always hear from Auchi because it's always coming from there, and sometimes Benin that this one stab this one chilly boyfriend. Me, I'm not ready for that shit. So may nobody come slit my may nobody come slit my neck. Oh. So once I see you are acting strange and you cannot even calm down. I'm fucking out of there. Oh. I'm living there.
Not all are bad. Definitely. I've met a few good ones.
I've met
a few good, like few good.
A handful of good ones.
A handful of good ones.
I've met more than a handful.
That actually, when you have a conversation, even when there is a misunderstanding with them, they will calmly sort out the issue with you, rather than shouting, speaking all sort of garbage slangs and all of that. And if you meet these people and you want like be in a relationship with them, you're just gonna, if you're not a Benin boy that can handle, because we know how Benin boys are, if you're not a Benin that can handle this level of madness with them, just don't.
It's going to
life
like
will frustrate you.
To my future wife or to my future babe, whatever stage you're going to be doing, please always bottle on me. Don't.
That's a prayer to take seriously.
It's a prayer because some people might just go overboard with the argument.
So that's gonna be all for today, guys. Thank you for coming.
Peace.
Peace.